Testing, testing. 1, 2. Perfect. Picking it up. Um, we have the King James today, and the Old Testament, the first book of Moses called Genesis. We're gonna go right after chapter 2. It's gonna be page 2. Genesis 2 starts with 5. Now, I want you to know my last video was silly, but in no way am I trying to tear down anybody's religion or hurt somebody's feelings or be hateful and toxic in any kind of way, because I don't condone that. I don't think that people should do that, and I don't want to be that way personally. So that's not the point where I'm coming from. But some of this shit is worded pretty goofy, yo, and like we need to maybe what I said in the last one. This is the King James version of the Bible for kids that can't read good and want to learn to do other things good too, in parentheses. So I'm just goofing about. I'm reading the Bible. I really am doing it for me spiritually as a person. And we'll see if anybody can either, number one, in the comments, just help me understand some of the things that I don't understand. It's already happened, which is pretty cool. And then, just don't take it as a personal insult if I don't get your favorite verse, or I'm trying to read it and understand it myself. So, that being said, disclaimer out of the way, we're going to go Genesis 2:5. We're going in. We're just going to jump right into it, baby. Here we go. And every plant of the field before it was in the earth, and every herb of the field before it grew. For the Lord had not caused it to rain upon the earth. He didn't make no rain yet. He made seasons and whales, but there was no thunderstorms and shit. And there was not a man to till the ground. But there went up a mist from earth, and it watered a whole face of the ground. So he made dew. Dew came out at night. Like the freaks do. Get it? And then so it was just watered everything. I guess that was cool. And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. So he basically got that Creed human clay, scraped it up, breathed on it, and it was a dude, and it was fine. But I was pretty sure that in the last page that we read, the first page of the Old Testament of Genesis, it talked about how God had some firmaments and waters and stuff, and then he made everything for man, and all the duckies and whales and everything in the fish in the sea was for man. But now we're creating man. So that's a little confusing. I'm not sure if this is just out of order, but I'm out of order, if you know what I'm saying. The Garden of Eden. And the Lord God planted a garden eastward in Eden, and there he put the man whom he had formed. He put Joe Biden there. He just kind of dropped him down, yo, Adam, here you go. I made a garden, and then, you're just, you grab somebody in Roller Coaster Tycoon, just dropped him there. And out of the ground made the Lord God to grow every tree that is pleasant to the sight and the good for food. The tree of life also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. So he was like, here you go. You're in a garden, you're good. There's trees that give you food. The tree of life is also here, and the tree of knowledge of good and evil is also here. And here you go. And a river went out of Eden to water. And what is it? It's E apostrophe dash DEN. Is Eden spelled like that? That's how we're supposed to be saying Eden the whole time? Done. This looks like James Cameron's Avatar. Just saying. It's hard to fill a cup which is already full. A river went out of Eden to water the garden, and from thence it was parted and became into four heads. So four heads of the river, I guess. Four. It's like put your four fingers out. Did that. That's cool. Okay. The name of the first is Pison. Oh no, Pi Sun. Pison. P-I apostrophe dash Sun. S-O-N. The name of the first is Pison, that it is which compasseth the whole land of Havilah. Havilah. What's Havilah? We haven't talked about Havilah yet. We haven't got there. Why are you... The name of the first Pison, that is it which compasseth the whole of the land of Havilah, where there is gold. Havilah is California, I guess. Is Havilah heaven? Is it a place? What is Havilah? We haven't... You can't... Look, now, you can't throw it in like that all willy-nilly. We gotta know what that place is, because we can't compare it to anything or make assumptions of it if you're just gonna... My name is Devin, and I'm 29, and there's a broken dresser door. You know? Those things don't go together. Okay, we're gonna pick it up where we left off. Okay. River has four heads and all that stuff. One's Pison, and there's gold there with Havilah. And the gold of that land is good. Gold's good. There is bdellium in the onyx stone. Bdellium. Bdellium. The B is silent. And the onyx stone. And the gold of that land is good. So we got BDSMLium and onyx stone, and there's gold there, and Havilah and Pison and gold, and it's good, and it's all Gucci. And the name of the second river is Gihon. The same is it that compasseth the whole land of Ethiopia. First off, I want to give a shout out to Ethiopia, because this is right here in the first 2 pages, and we don't talk about them more, and that's bullshit. Who's helping Ethiopia? Because you're not. I'm not. I haven't helped Ethiopia, so we're all fucked. And the name of the third river is Hiddekel, that which goeth towards the east of Assyria. And the fourth river is Euphrates. And the name of the third river is Hiddekel, that is it which goeth toward the east of Assyria, as Syria. I'm thinking that's Assyria. I don't know what that is. And the fourth river is the Euphrates. That's just the Euphrates. It's just chilling down there. But the other ones have this whole thing around them. The Euphrates, doesn't matter. It's the fourth finger. It's the pinky finger. Doesn't care. You can't put a ring on that. Man to care for the garden, I guess is the next part. And the Lord God took the man, Adam. I would think. It doesn't say Adam, but I'm assuming it's Adam. And put him into the garden of Eden to dress it, to keep it. To dress it and keep it. So he put a dress on the Garden of Eden, and he was going to keep it to be his. Because man has power over the whole thing, right? Man can have all the ducks and whales and all that stuff. And women, too. Don't forget that. Bible learners. Man gets to own women as well, because they creepeth, I guess, upon the land, or whatever it is. So we're gonna skip the piss on. Okay. Lord took man and put him into the garden of Eden to dress it and to keep it and own it and take it and on all that stuff. And the Lord God commanded the man, saying, of every tree of the garden thou mayest freely eat. You can have whatever you want, Big Papa. But of the tree of knowledge of good and evil thou shalt not eat it. For in the day that thou eatest thereof thou shalt surely die. And the Lord God said, it is not good that the man should be alone. I will make him an help meet for him. Wait, that's not English. Hold on. And the Lord God said, it is not good that the man should be alone. Apostrophe. I will make him an help meet for him. And now I have a puppy. What's happening? What does that mean, dog? First off, I'm insulted. On behalf of the ladies. Dudes don't own you. Adam didn't own you. And you weren't made for a man. Second of all, whoever wrote this, the Lord God said, it is not good that the man should be alone. I will make him and help meet for him. That's not a thing. Don't do that. Thirdly, man to care for the garden of Eden, E-DEN. Dress it and keep it. You can dress it. You can put a dress on it. Put some skirts on it. And you keep it because it's all yours. Just like women, apparently. And, but the tree of knowledge... Here's my problem with this whole thing. But of the tree of knowledge of good and evil, you shalt not eat of it. Like, you got every tree in the garden thou mayest freely eat, but the one that lets you know between good and evil. Now, why are you hiding that? Why are you telling me that I can have, I have anything in the whole motherfucker, the whole garden, but the one of good and evil, of knowledge, I can't take anything from. Why? What are you hiding? What's the point? What's that about? I can't just eat off that one to know the truth of you and the truth of not you and the truth of good and evil and knowledge and all that shit? Well, shouldn't, as man, your creation, shouldn't we know what's good and what's evil and what's right and what's wrong and know knowledge? Why do you want us to that's like censoring, you know? Telling us what we can say and what we can't say, what we're allowed to say, what we're not allowed to say. I don't know. Maybe I'm stupid. Anyway. And the Lord God said, it is not good that the man should be alone. I will make him an help meet for him. Because I am kind to that words. And out of the ground the Lord God formed every beast of the field. Here we fucking go again with the beast that creepeth in the waters of the firmament, waters that are over the firmament, that are under the waters of the firmament. Beast creepeth, ground creatures. Adam names living creatures. Out of the ground the Lord God formed every beast of the field, and every fowl of the air, and brought them unto Adam to see what he would call them, and whatsoever Adam called every living creature, that was the name thereof. So it's like, without going too deep into it, we already made whales and ducks and shit, and now we're gonna bring it back. And Adam, add apostrophe hyphen am, Adam, Adam, Eden. You make it well in Eden. Eden. What the can you, if it's gonna be in English, just what's up with all the weird hyphens and apostrophes and shit? That makes me confused. Now I think that everybody that's been saying the Garden of Eden my whole life was really mistaken. And it's the Garden of Eden. It's not Adam and Eve. It's Adam. Adam gave them names, anyways. Here's what happens, okay? Adam gave names to all the cattle. So he named the cows, the little earth-shaped cows and stuff. And of the fowl of the air, the ducks and geese. And to every beast of the field that creepeth, he named them all. Duckies, tigers, that sort of thing. But for Adam, there was not found an help meet for him. Guys! Holy shit! Did I have a stroke? I'm pretty sure I'm having a stroke trying to read this. What does that mean? You don't get to do that. You don't get to be like, hey, you don't understand till you read this book. And then I'm trying to read the book, and the Lord God said, it is not good that the man should be alone. I will make him and help meet for him. And then in the very next paragraph, be like, yeah, he named all the cattle and the fowl of the air and every beast of the field. But for Adam, there was not found an help meet for him. ANHELPMEETFORHIM. And help meet for him. Bruh, what are you doing? What the? And the Lord God caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and he slept. Did God sleep? Or did Adam sleep? And he took one of his ribs and closed up the flesh instead thereof. Instead of what? You took one of his ribs? My dude, how are you going to get and help meat for him and then, like, take his rib, dog? Like, what are you doing? Closed up his flesh, and the rib, which the Lord God had taken from man, made he a woman and brought her unto the man. So, ladies, let me just tell you, if you're not clear on patriarchy and what the whole system is so far, man in the beginning, Adam, needed an help meet for him. And so God put that motherfucker to sleep and took his rib out his rib cage and made you to basically be his bitch, you know? So that's good. Empowerment, right? And Adam said, this is now bone of my bones, flesh of my boner. She shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man. That's like, okay. I know I'm like a transgender person. I'm fucking hippie, liberal, whatever. But like, there's a lot to be taken out of this that's kind of like, what the fuck is your problem, chief? You know? Like, you were made to service man because he need an help meet for him. So, yeah, that's the thing. Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh. Cleave? Don't say that. That's graphic. They were both naked, the man and his wife, and were not ashamed. So we can't, like, bro, they weren't. Adam and Eve, I'm not sure where, like, the father and mother cleaved into the picture, but, like, I thought it was just, like, the two of them, and they couldn't eat the tree of knowledge because, like, you're gonna know that this is stupid, so, like, you can't do that. And then they did it anyways, but then, like, woman was made from, like, Adam, who is, I guess, Adam is the opposite of man, and a woman was made from his rib while he was unknowingly asleep and subconscious. And it's because he needed someone to help meet for him, which is good, I guess. They're both naked, and the man and his wife were not ashamed, which is cool. Like, okay, where the fuck did the mom and dad come in? That we didn't say anything about that before. Maybe that's part of the Euphrates, or the firmament that we're still not clear on what that is. But so basically it's saying like, hey, these dudes were naked as shit, and they didn't care because there was nobody to tell them that that's not okay. So naked people shouldn't get arrested, I guess. Maybe cover your kid's eyes or something. I don't know. Maybe being naked is you should not be ashamed of your human body. I don't fucking know what it's trying to tell me there. Someone tell me in the comments. Now the serpent was more subtle. That's not how you spell subtle. I think that's what it's supposed to be, subtle. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord God had made. And he said unto the woman, yeah, hath God said, Yah, ye shall not eat every tree of the garden? Wait, what is... Okay. The serpent was more subtle than any beast in the field that the Lord God hath made. Okay, so he's like he's a sneaky snake, right? The snake in the Garden of Eden. Whatever. I get it. And he said unto the woman, of course, Ye hath God said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat the fruit of the trees of the garden, but the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God hath said, Ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. Neither thine count 4 or count 5. 3 is the number that should be counted, and the number counted shall be 3. What the fuck? So is the woman, the snake. Snake came to the woman and was like, hey, didn't you say that you could fucking, like, have any fruits? Like, just touch them. And she's like, yeah, no, but he said, like, we could take everything, but not that one, or we're gonna die. For God doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. Like, isn't that a good thing though? Like, here's what I'm not advocating evil or the creation of evil or something, but like, if you literally, okay, if you create a settlement of people, like a little tiny world, right? And you're like, I'm God, we made this whole shits, right? And you were like, hey, you're alive now. We made the light, we made the whales, we made the ducks. All that's yours, but you can eat from everything. You can eat from everything but the thing that is literally titled the tree of knowledge of good and evil. You can't touch that because you will die, and it will give you knowledge to be as of gods of good and evil. So isn't that really like, you can't have that because then you're going to know that I'm kind of a shitty parent and you're going to be able to make your own choice? Something to think about, I think, you know? I don't even know. This is still just the second page. What the fuck? Alright. The woman's... Oh, wait. Now the serpent... Like, fuck. Am I even on the right? Yeah, Genesis 2:5. Okay. They were both naked, and the man and his wife. They were not ashamed. Now the serpent was more subtle. The woman said to the serpent, We may eat the fruit of the trees of the garden, blah, blah, blah. And the serpent said unto the woman, Ye shall not surely die. For God doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. So that's the devil. I get it. That's the devil being like, that's why he don't want you to eat that motherfucking fruit, because you're going to be like a god. You're going to get to know what good and evil is. And God doesn't want you to have that power. So I want to kind of like kick God in his little dick butthole and be like, you should have that power. So we're going to do that, right? Let's go. Eat that shit. There's nothing wrong with it. Like, you don't want to be like God. God don't want you to be like God. So, like, let's go. You know? That makes more sense when you frame it in that direction or whatever. The fall of man. Here we go. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof, and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. So it's the woman's fault, by the way, if you didn't know. The snake charmed the woman that was made from the man of man, which is why she is woe man, from Adam and Eden. Fuck off. And the eyes of them were both opened, and they knew they were naked, and they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons. So they were like, right now we know that this is kind of indecent, and we should put some draws upon us. Like, it's kind of. Why is that wrong, though? Why does that make it wrong, though? Like, weren't they, like, not ashamed? They were both naked, man and his wife, and they were not ashamed, and they didn't feel shame in it. Why does that have to be the devil? Why is it because, like, you said, now listen, you said that there was the whole everything that lived and breathed, that was green, that crawled and creeped, was man's to have, and I made the stars, but everything was man's to have, right? But this one tree of knowledge of good and evil, which we should probably have. I think it's probably a good thing to know the knowledge of good and evil. That's the one thing on earth we weren't allowed to touch. And of course it was the woman, the snake, the devil whispering into the woman that you made from the rib cage, blah blah blah, fuck off. And that is why sin came to be. Bruh, here's my thing, dude. Call it like the poison pickle fruit. Or like the poison prickly pickle plant. You can't name it the tree of knowledge of good and evil and have fruit on that bitch. That's dumb. That's dumb. Of course it was the woman's fault. Fuck you. Okay. The eyes of them were both opened, and they knew that they were naked, and they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons to cover their crotches. Okay. And they heard the voice of the Lord God walking in the garden in the cool of the day, and Adam and his wife. When do they call her Eve? I've heard Adam and Eve my whole life. I haven't seen Eve one time. I've seen you took a rib out this motherfucker to make a chick, and she is part of man, so she is called woman. And I've seen that it's her fault that, like, they ate from the knowledge of good and evil tree, which is just stupid naming if you ask me. And the eyes of them were both open, and they knew they were naked. They made aprons and shit. And they heard the voice of God walking in the garden in the cool of the day, and Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of the Lord God amongst the trees of the garden. The ones they could eat from, probably. We would guess. And he said, "Who told thee that thou wast naked? Hast thou eaten of the tree whereof I commanded thee thou shalt nottest eat? Which thou shouldest not eat." What? Bro, first off, why are you so pretentious? Why you gotta talk like that? I know that this is like old English and shit, but like no one ever came down from anywhere and talked like that. No one was ever like, "Hast thou eaten of the tree whereof I commanded thee thou shouldest not eat?" No one ever, you never did that. No one ever did that. It's false. You made that up. Okay. He said, "I heard a voice in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked, and I hid myself." What the fuck is okay? And they heard that they heard the voice of Lord God walking in the garden in the cool of day, chilling, just straight maxing out, relaxing, all cool. And Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of the Lord God amongst the trees of the garden that they were allowed to eat from, but not the one of knowledge of good and evil, because that's a no-go, dog. And the Lord God called unto Adam and said unto him, Where art thou? Where's the homie? Dog, because I've been coming here for like a long time and you always been there and now you're not there. Where is he at? Where's the homie? And he said, I heard thy voice in the garden and I was afraid because I was naked and I hid myself. God made the stars, by the way. And they were both naked, and man and his wife, and they were not ashamed. So I was naked and I hid myself. And he said, who told thee thou wast naked? Who told you were naked? Dude, who told you was butt naked? Hast thou eaten of the tree whereof I commanded thee thou shouldest not eat? And the man said, the woman whom thou gavest to be with me, she gave me of the tree, and I did eat. What a cop out. What a little bitch ass move is that shit. I don't even know her, dog. Like, you know, the woman you gave me did it. And I did eat. I didn't inhale. Like, what the fuck kind of bullshit? Hold on. And he said, who told thee that thou was naked? Who said you naked, motherfucker? Asked thou, hey, did you eat the tree in a pretentious way? Did you eat anything? Oh, yeah, that lady that you gave me as property, that lady, that woman was created for me, that is part of woman, that lady you gave me, she did it. And I did it too, but she did it first, and she gave it to me. I did eat. Suck it, bro. Okay. And the Lord God said unto the serpent, because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle and above every beast of the field. You're cursed the most, basically. Let's not get to the creep and the firmament waters. Upon thy belly thou shalt go, and dust shalt thou eat all the days of thy life. But that's the devil, right? So, like, the serpent was the devil, so you're basically just, like, fucking kick rocks, and that's not gonna mean anything, ever. And the man said, the woman whom thou gavest to be with me... Shut up. No, the curse. And I will put enmity, between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. So that doesn't make sense. We're gonna keep going. I'm gonna be honest. I can't be bothered with that one. So, unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. Look, man, take it for what you want. I'm reading it word for word. That's kind of fucked up, though. Little girls shouldn't be sitting in church listening to people say some shit like that to them. That's bullshit. I'm dead ass. Like, I would never, ever, ever let my niece ever be told that she was made from a man and that she was the fault of all sin and that, Adam had the right to bruise her and that her seed was cursed and she'll bring forth children that her desire shall be her husband. Like, you're a whore, you're a wicked tricksy pixie. Like, what the fuck kind of shit are we doing right now? That's upsetting. My bad. I'm sorry. That's bullshit and it's stupid as fuck. We're gonna be real with you right now. Like, that is fucking stupid. And if you teach little girls that, you're kind of a terrible person. So, and unto Adam he said, because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, thou hast eaten of the tree of which I commanded thee, saying, thou shalt not eat of it. Its curse is the ground for thy sake. In sorrow shalt thou eat it for all the days of thy life. What? It's the woman's fault, and it's not my fault. And it's the lady you gave me. And you shall be cursed, lady, forever. Dude, suck my dick. Can I be real with you? That's fucking stupid. That upset me. Page 2 made a little more sense than page 1, honestly, without all the firmament waters and shit. But, like, page 2 pissed me off. I'm going to be real with you. Do not, if you have little girls in any country, don't let them be exposed to this, because that's fucking trash. And I'm going to be real with you. That's where I'm going to leave it. Thank you for watching. I love you. Like you later. You know what I mean? So, we're done with this.